Hi, I'm Cheryl Najafi with Cheryl Style, and you know I'm all about easy, dependable, just get in the kitchen recipes. I'm super excited about my Christmas make-ahead frittata because it's such a great presentation for company and you won't have to spend all morning in front of the stove. Okay, so when you first read the recipe, you are going to look at the spinach and say, is this lady out of her mind? Because I've asked for 12 ounces of spinach. And you're gonna look at the volume and say, this is nuts. Well, actually, it'll cook down to about a cup of cooked spinach. So don't slack on the spinach here. So I've already prepared it, squeezed all the water out, and it's ready to go. So I've wiped out my pan. I've got it heated up so it's nice and warm, and I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of olive oil to the pan. And the reason why I do that is because I'm using really lean chicken sausage. If you use a pork sausage or something with a little more fat, you can forego the olive oil. Okay, so I've got my sausage in here, and then half of a yellow onion. And so what you want to do is take a couple of wooden spoons and play with it while it's cooking so that you break it up and it actually starts to crumble. Okay, so now I've got this done and I'm going to take it off the heat. I'm going to move it up here closer to the camera. Now, if you were actually making this recipe where you're going from stovetop to oven, you don't have to take it off the heat. But since we're going to actually put this in the refrigerator overnight, I want this pan to cool down a little bit. So I've taken it off the heat. The next step is to take that big clump of spinach and break it up a little bit. So I'm going to use 2 forks and I'm just going to get in here like I did with the sausage. And I'm just going to break it up. And then that's actually going to be my next layer of the frittata. So it's going to want to clump up on you, but just wrangle it. There we go. And you're just going to do the next layer. And then I'm going to add a half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese and a half a cup of Monterey Jack. But get creative with your cheeses. This is what's so fun about cooking, is once you get the hang of a recipe, you can adapt it and make it your own. Okay, so super, super simple, right? We just prepared our sausage and onion and added cheese and spinach, and now I've got a dozen eggs. And I'm gonna add just a 1/4 cup of milk to them. And at this stage, you're wanting to get a little bit of air into the eggs so that they'll be a little lighter and a little fluffier. So we're just gonna whisk these for a couple of seconds and get a little bit of air in there. I like to use a small little whisk because I feel like I have more control of it. And then I like to whisk in a big bowl. And now the seasonings. So I've got cumin, garlic powder, and just a kick of red pepper flakes. But don't worry, this is breakfast worthy. It's not gonna add a lot of heat. It's just gonna bump up all the flavors. Okay, so now I've got my spices added, just making sure they're all incorporated. And if I tell you this recipe cannot get any simpler, you just pour your egg mixture over the layers and you are ready to go. Use your spatula, make sure everything is covered in the egg mixture, and you are going to cool this until you can grab a hold of the pan and it's cool to touch. You're gonna cover it and put it in the refrigerator overnight. So then on Christmas morning, you wake up and you pop it into a 350-degree oven for 40 to 45 minutes. So let's just cut into this and see how absolutely fabulous it's turned out. If you don't have an oven-proof pan, you can use a prepared 9x13 casserole dish and it works just the same. Okay, this is like one of my favorite things. I even eat this for dinner. For more tips, tricks, and ideas, go to CherylStyle.com. Like this video if you've loved it, subscribe to my channel for more, and then please comment below and let me know what you think. I'd live for your comments.